I have bbeen selling this book, Zanazli and Wan Chun Hong's Guide to Indie Filmmaking, which is published by MPH for a while now. It's a really good book if you want to be a filmmaker, whether it's for YouTube, social media, TV, film, cinema, whatever. This is the book to get. I'm going to make it more accessible and more affordable to all of you because I believe that everybody needs to become a filmmaker. The more filmmakers we have in the world, I think this world will be a better place to live in. Now it's available as an electronic book download on my website. I'm going to link it here. It's really cheap, it's really affordable. It's only 5 ringgit if you want to get the ebook version. Okay, 5 ringgit. It doesn't really cost much, right? It's just a little bit of something for me. I mean, it did take a lot of work to write. Each chapter of this book talks about one part of the filmmaking process. And for each chapter as well, I interview a local filmmaker. It's only 5 ringgit. It's only 5 ringgit. You're watching and listening to the FAT BIDIN Film Club, and I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I'm Joy.
As usual, every week we watch a local film and we review it. And this week we're watching a local film and we're reviewing it. And the film is called
Kulit Wayang by Jane Syed.
Okay, we saw Kulit Wayang by Dane Syed. Dane Syed has made some films. He's more known to make art house films lah, not really mainstream films. But he did one mainstream film, the Mona Fendi one, which came out many years after it was produced. I think it did alright. I think, yeah, decent.
We also reviewed that.
Yeah, we did review that. But he's more of an art house director lah. He's more of an art house film director. So yeah, Kulit Wayang. We watched it, and we were the only people in the cinema.
But it was like 10:55 on a
in the morning.
Thursday.
But it was the only screening.
It was
in the entire KL today. That was the one and only screening, and it was in Putrajaya. 10:55 in the morning. When I wanted to book the tickets the day before, I saw 2 people had booked seats, but they never showed. We were the only ones in the cinema. And the movie just came out, right?
No, came out
a week ago.
2 weeks ago. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the film about?
The film is about. It centers around this mother, Dian, and her daughter Dewi, who come from Indonesia to study wayang kulit in like this small town, kampung lah really, like a swampish kampung, and in that kampung there's like a really famous dalang lah, Pak.
There are 2. Well, there was one of Pak Wana.
Really famous Pak Wana, which is played by Pekin Ibrahim.
Who is one of my favorite actors.
So she's here to like learn from him, and she's staying in this lady's house, Mekta's house. Anita Mekta's house. In this kampung, it seems that a lot of children disappear because they're found murdered, mauled apparently by buaya.
So all the kampung people say it's buaya.
All say it's buaya. Yeah. And then in the middle of this swamp is this other guy, Pok Lee, who is played by FAT Amin, who has lost his daughter to this alleged buaya.
But he believes that the daughter was murdered, and he wants to look for the murderer.
So he has become like basically like a bit crazy already, like he's kind of like lost it, you know.
He's also dalang.
He's also a dalang, but
a very
he's
famous
like
one
lost
too.
it already.
But yeah, the whole kampung says he's already you know,
because his daughter died.
Yeah.
So this Dewi is a small girl. She's at this new place, and then like strange occurrences start to happen, you know. She befriends like a bunch of mud children, swamp children, which you obviously know is like the hantus.
They're hantu.
Including this FAT Amin's daughter lah.
Who was murdered and killed.
And then like all the kids were murdered, and this is like where, okay, we'll get into that later lah. But okay, anyway, so then basically stuff starts happening from there, and then the story goes on lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we think about the film?
What do we think about? Okay, first of all,
It's a spiritual. Yeah.
okay, no, go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No, never mind.
No, I wanted to explain that. So the film is very supernatural and spiritual. I like wayang kulit. I am very into the wayang kulit, the art of wayang kulit, because I made a film many years ago. Oh my God, 20 years ago, about one of the last traditionally trained wayang kulit dalang, Dola Baju Merah. I made it, of course, with Redcom, and it won. And this is why I want to mention it lah. In 2006, 2006, it won Best Documentary at the Anugerah Sri Angkasa, and also at Festival Film Malaysia. Just say, it's a very good do you want to watch it? I've got it on DVD. We should let the kids watch it.
Some people who are watching this review were not even born then, but never mind. Anyway,
so you know,
we are here to talk about the film.
Who's doing the reviewing again.
We are here to talk about Dane's film.
So yeah, I do like wayang kulit, and I like the visuals in the film because it looks exactly like how I saw it when I was shooting. Because in my documentary, we organised a wayang kulit performance in the kampung in Gua Musang for Dola Baju Merah, and it looks so similar, so similar. So I feel that this film had some authenticity lah when it came to the visuals lah. Okay, yeah, go on.
It is very visually pleasing, I must say.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's shot very well.
And the locations are nice.
I think Dane's control over every shot is very clear. There's no wasted space. Every shot is deliberate. Every shot has meaning. And visually it was stunning.
Stunning,
it was really, really
yes.
stunning.
It was so beautiful to me.
The play with the light and the shadow. I didn't really like the post-production CGIs of the bits. There are like these bits where there's a monster that comes out and like grabs Alitia's home.
That one okay lah, yeah.
Grabs the but okay lah, forgivable, because but other than that, it was very clear that there was a lot of control. So yeah, but I thought the acting was also quite good. I wasn't really sure about the girl at first because she was very she's got this very like neutral, nonchalant kind of face. But then, hold that thought. So I wasn't sure about the girl at first, but then towards the parts where she like starts interacting more with the ghosts and has all these occurrences, and eventually actually almost like I want to say kena rasuk. Her acting was great. I thought her performance was really, really good.
But the small kid?
Yeah, the small kid. I thought everybody's performance was really good, but she was the only one I like wasn't really sure about. But then it turned out she was like quite good.
Like the performance-wise, like for me, the way Dane shot the film, right, doesn't need to have good actors because he knows how to use them. He uses these actors almost like props. No, it's true. I mean, that's why film is known as a director's medium and theatre is an actor's medium, right? So Dane, like you said, Dane has control. He even has control on how he uses the actors. And the actors, I mean, yeah, you're right. The performances are great. I mean, Fatami was good. Pekin is one of my favorite actors. I've always thought his acting is really good, right? And the two women and the small girl, yeah, you're right. They're all great. But they're also great, I think, in part because of how Dane Syed knows how to use these actors and how they act for his movies.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the only gripe I have about this film is the story. I thought that the story was very loosely put together. It really didn't have a... I mean, the skeletal base narrative was there.
Yeah.
Like, got beginning, middle and end, whatever. But there was very... I want to say very little control over the story, but I don't feel like that's accurate. I just feel like there were gaps in the character development and in the way that the story moves forward and progressed, right? There were like parts that I felt were not really necessary. Like, so the girl, like basically she she's really interested in wayang kulit, and then eventually she puts up a screen in her room and she sleeps behind the screen. And then at one point the screen opens up a black hole and something tries to grab her, right? It happens a second time and she still sticks her whole stupid face in the hole. And I thought that was really dumb. Like, why would she do this? It just felt really stupid to me lah. Like, and that entire second scene where she gets grabbed was so unnecessary for me. And then there's this this supporting character, which is this Mekta, right? Which is supposed to be this woman that now lives alone because her youngest kid
also
is
got
also
eaten
one
by a
of these
crocodile.
kids that have been eaten by a crocodile. And she drops all these like anecdotal hints here and there. Like, you better watch out for your daughter, you know, she's gonna get eaten by a crocodile. You're lucky I'm the one that found her, and you know, whatever. But it's so like scattered and all over the place that you're like, what is the point of her character even? What is the function of her character? Is she here to kind of protect the girl? Is she here to bear warning, or is she just there to function as a place for this Indonesian woman and what to stay in, you know? So I felt like her character could have actually been developed so much more and could have been used so much better. So that was a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, it's very weird to see how the characters are treated in this film, because there are characters who have good, like you can see that the storytellers, the filmmakers, wanted to have character development, like Pok Lee, even
the girl,
Dewi. You know, Dewi, the mother even, the mother is Dewi,
the
mother's Dian, and so was Pekin's Pak Wana, the character. You can see that they wanted to develop their characters in a very realism kind of way. But then you've got actors, the characters like this Mekta, who
have zero,
who actually, if it's in a surreal story, would have a role to play.
Yeah, would serve a purpose.
You know, would have a role. No character development is okay. Like, I think her character's fine if it's a surreal story. But then you know, they're combining it with some realistic characters. Maybe that is the intention, to combine, make it a hybrid of surrealism and realism into the film. Maybe because there were scenes that are like that also. Some were surreal, some were quite realistic, you know. So maybe, like you said, it's a little bit loose because maybe the hybridization of it
wasn't
wasn't too clear lah, you know.
Just wasn't. It wasn't. If that is the goal, then it wasn't treated well. It didn't translate properly lah.
Yeah.
Because it just was a little bit confusing. And then, the pacing of this film, this entire film, to me, felt really unnatural. Like in Harum Malam, right? Everybody's moving normally, you know, like the way normal people would move. Like when you walk down a hallway, you just walk down the hallway. Here, everyone is moving like half a step slower all the time, which I know
which plays into the surrealism thing,
plays into the surrealism thing. But again, because it wasn't really done well, not well, but just it for me, it just didn't really click lah. It didn't really work. So at some points, it was then a little bit tiresome lah. There are all these like long shots of this girl, right, Dewi. She goes to this Pok Lee's house, and because the Pok Lee's house is like in the middle of the sauna, you gotta walk through like a long kind of bridge thing. It takes so long. And then like when that Pok Lee finds her and the mother at the house also, when he walks into the house to see them also, it also takes so long. And then you're just like, why?
I know why. For me, I know there's a reason.
I know why, but it just didn't work for me in this film, because I think, like you said, it was supposed to be like a hybrid thing. It felt a little bit off lah. It didn't feel like the film was fully committed to, I don't know, a specific, like, to this hybrid thing even. Also, it was like, oh, okay, we'll just do it here a bit and then here a bit. But it just, for me, it just didn't really work lah.
It was okay for me. The long scenes, the long walking, that to me was actually quite realism. Yeah, because there's no cutting, straight pop already in the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to me, that's quite real lah, because it is quite a distance to walk into the swamp.
Yeah, but she wasn't walking normally also. She was just taking so long.
Oh, I don't know. Walking in a muddy swamp for me takes quite a while. She falls down.
So there's a scene where she is walking and her mother is following behind, right? And her mother is struggling to walk, right? And that was actually normal. But the first few scenes, she was just like, I don't know lah. I don't know how to explain it to you, and maybe you all also will disagree. But to me, it just some parts didn't really work.
I don't know. Okay, for me, just a bit of explanation of how I saw it is that because she runs around with those mud creatures, right? Mud children. And when she's running around with those mud children,
she's struggling to keep up.
They were trying to, I think what the filmmakers were trying to do was to blur the lines between when she's walking alone and when she's following those mud children. To blur the lines, kind of like, I want to say Hitchcockian. Like, you know, like Hitchcock creates association with sound, with visuals, with you know.
And birds.
Sounds and all that. So I think they were trying to do that association thing when she's walking alone as compared to when she's walking with these, you know, dead people, dead kids, dead muddy kids, you know. Like that.
Maybe.
I like how the story deals with the politics of wayang kulit and politics of Malay culture in general. You know, the hasrat dengki. We always talk about that, right? The hasrat dengki. Somebody cannot be better than another person. If not, then you do black magic to get even or do better than other people.
You do whatever it takes
to get ahead. But even when it's detrimental to other human beings, you know, and whether it's ethical, not ethical, or wrong or right, you don't care already. So it plays back on the same theme of like Mona Fendi last time lah, you know, the film about Mona Fendi and all that. And I can see also in the culture, the arts and culture scene, there is a lot of politics going on, and I think this is kind of like a play on that. So to me, that was quite nice lah.
There was a really nice line in the film. He's driving with like one of the kampung people. Dian, the mother, is driving with one of the kampung people, and she's saying something like, "Is it really a buaya, or is it something else?" And then the guy says, better for us to blame a buaya than blame bangsa kita sendiri. And I was like, oh wow, guys. So I mean,
I like that.
Dane has inserted these things in like almost all of his films, you know. It's very cheeky, very playful, and I really liked it in this one as well, but maybe not as much as I liked Harum Malam lah, I think. Because I thought Harum Malam was very well done. This one is not badly done. It just could have been tighter in terms of story a little bit, and in terms of the execution, I think. But the essence of it was still there lah.
What was that movie, the Aziz and Osman one that we saw recently? The comedy. The comedy with Amirul Afendi. What's the movie called?
Enam
Jelaka. It also has those kind of like comments, right? Kita tak nak orang keluar datang ambil duit kita, bagi balik kita, suruh kita shopping. Baik kita ambil duit kita, bagi balik kita. It was nice. It's a critique of Malay. Malay.
And it's actually like, if you think about it, even in this film also, right, if you really think about it, it's clear that all the orang kampung are in denial, because what kind of buaya is so specifically only cleanly cutting out your child's tongue and then sticking a ring inside? It just doesn't seem like... And
you know how... well, I want to say certain things, but I'm scared it will be a spoiler.
That's why I cannot say.
Can you know like Perkin's character, Pak Wana, when they found the dead body, and then he came, and then they saw the ring in the mouth and all that, and he's like, jangan syak wasang ke buaya ni. A buaya putting a ring in the mouth.
And then everybody's like,
Yeah, so it was also like how like normal folks will just listen to whoever has authority. Blindly, you know.
So we don't want to spoil it, but there's a reason to why the film is called Kulit Wayang. And it also plays a little bit into this like mysticism and you know, and all that, and I really enjoyed that element. I kind of only saw it halfway through, but when I did, I was like, oh damn, because it really just shows the desperation of people that are in pursuit of the truth.
Truth.
Because like you really will do whatever it takes to find out the truth lah. and to the point of doing whatever Fatah Amin did lah.
But that one because it's his daughter, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed his like relentless pursuit almost. And I like that it was through this like mystical way that he was trying to achieve it or whatever. Overall it was a good film.
So back to me and my film in 2006, Dola Baju Merah. When we were shooting it, there were a lot of mystical things that we saw too. But we didn't really put it into the film because we wanted to concentrate on the art form of it.
So you mean
but again, like I don't believe in all this mysticism stuff. Okay, you can criticize me or whatever. I just don't, right? But there were, and I can tell you a lot of things that I've seen. Nothing bad, nothing wrong or anything like that. But there were like beliefs and and I guess rituals that they would do.
Now Jackie will come after that.
Nothing wrong with it. Like I said, there was nothing bad about it. But
okay, so the film is basically gone. But would you tell people to watch this film?
I would tell people to watch it. It's quite I actually enjoyed it. Overall, I did enjoy watching the film. And I appreciated it. I liked it. I would tell people to go watch it.
I think I would land on also go watch it.
Yeah. Friday, Saturday, Sundays, there are more screenings.
In two places now.
In other places too.
Yeah.
It's just today only for some reason.
You can still catch
Thursday.
it.
We're watching it in the middle of the
watch
week, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully it still holds up in the cinema so that more people can go and see it. It's worth going to see just for the visual elements alone, if you ask me. It's just so beautiful, and also the story is also quite good lah. In spite of its flaws, it's actually still quite good.
Yeah.
So overall a good watch. Watch it.
Let us know what you think. So like this video, don't like this video, subscribe to our channel, follow us on all our social media platforms at FAT BIDIN, or go to fatbidin.com to get everything you've been watching and listening to the FAT BIDIN Film Club. I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I am Shawai Bustaman.